Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. So it's been reported that Billy Joe Saunders is now going to be fighting on the undercard of, believe it or not, ASI and Logan. The WBO super middleweight champion of the world is going to be defending his belt for the first time on the undercard of two guys I believe are turning pro. Remember I said that boxing is a joke, and now it's turning into WWE sort of like mockery. That's what it is now. That's exactly what boxing has become now. An absolute joke. I can't take the sport seriously anymore, any longer. And when you have a decorated amateur, a guy who's 27, 28 fights as a pro, considered one of the leading fighters in the UK, unbeaten, and arguably one of the best middleweights in the world, top 5. What is going on? Now, I know that Billy Joe Saunders is not really a big ticket seller. I get that. But when two guys from the amateurs the amateurs from the amateur YouTube world can turn pro, and they are a bigger pool than the two-time WBO super middleweight champion of the world, there's a problem. There's a serious problem. LOL, and coincidentally, WWE fans are actually smarter than boxing fans. LOL. It's funny, we did all the weirdos and make it all the loyal smart fans, and we're actually fighting. LOL. Yeah, you're right. So I think as I close off my era, or this era of boxing for me, and it's been a long run, this is a joke. Nothing in boxing seems certain anymore. There was a time where the Furies were together, Tyson, Peter, Huey, all together. You would never have thought at a time where Tyson did an interview with me, he spoke about Mick Hennessy and loyalty, and he said, oh, Froch left him, this person left him, that person left him. What then happened? Tyson went off and ended up being with, working with Frank Warren, and then working with Frank Warren. We had Peter on the channel, and this is not disrespect. We had him on the channel, and a lot of things were said at the time while Tyson was going for what he was going through. Now he's working with Eddie Hearn, but it's all in business. It's all in business. And Eddie Hearn said it quite right the other day. He said that a person can be slagging me off today on the camera, and then the next minute walk off the camera and do business together. The sport, I've said for the longest while, is coming out of WWE wrestling. And people will say what they need to say, when they need to say it, how they need to say it, so that it puts bums on seats. There's nothing about being transparent in character or being honest, because the answer every time is, well, it's all in business. It's all in business. So money, business, boxing, that's what it's about. Putting bums in seats and making money. That's what it is all about. So good luck to Billy Joe Saunders. Good luck to Tyson Fury. Good luck to Hugh Fury. Good luck to them all in what they're doing. Business is business. And if that's what needs to happen for business to make it forward, go forward and fine. But then don't come back and tell me afterwards about how this has happened and that's happened and I don't like how this happened. Because really and truly, when you look at it now, what I've been saying for the longest of whiles is all happening now. And I said, Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn are no different, to honest, to Vince McMahon and what's the other name? Vince and can't be the other McMahon. Can't remember the other McMahon, but you know what I'm talking about. The McMahons. The McMahons are no different to the Hearns. And that's the way I've seen it. And if you can show me something different, then fine. But that's how I see it. They are the WWE. I think they watch too much WWE as it is. And that's what it has become. I said it, and I'll keep on saying it. And I will leave some final notes on my thoughts of boxing. The sport on a whole, the idea of the sport of two men getting in the ring and proving after 8-10 weeks of training camp to prove who the best in the world is, or the best, who the best is for the title, or just the best man or the best woman on the night. That's what made it entertaining. I was a young boy sitting there watching the sport. I love to see a guy that I've watched him fight over and over again, going and fighting for that world title. I remember having my VHS tapes. I'm recording fights because I wasn't there on time, or I wouldn't be there. I got loads of VHS tapes at home. Gary Mason, Lennox Lewis, Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank, World Sports Special, Dickie Davis, Big Fight Live, Nick Owen, Ringside Boxing, with Gary Norman. Yeah, they're big fights. But the more I've been involved with this sport, the more I've become, I guess, more clued up and less in love with the sport. You think everything's quite equal, but it's not. Fighters forced into fights. Fighters fighting with, notice, lack of notice. You hear about it and say, oh, yeah, well, this is part of the sport. That's fine for you. But this is how I feel about things. Underhanded, backstabbing, untrustworthy characters. People always quick to point the finger without even know the true dynamics of a situation. Social media completely out of control, with no real jurisdiction as to what can be said and what can't be said. People can just throw accusations out without even doing their research. Fighters' careers being ruined. Shane McMahon, that's it. Fighters' careers can be ruined by rumors. Some fighters, the rules apply to, and other fighters, the rules exempt. Depending on how much money you make in the sport, depending on how much you pay the organisation bodies or the governing bodies, is depending on how important you are in terms of whether you can be guilty but innocent, or be innocent and be guilty. No one governing body watching over what's really going on. Promoters and managers, at dinners with referees and judges. How can a judge have a clear sight on a fight when he has been either manipulated in a manner where his bed is warm at night with a few perks on top? How can one judge clearly? How can one govern correctly when they are susceptible and vulnerable to brown envelopes? How can fighters fight with all heart and passion when the promoters are letting them down? Where the promoters saying, you'll never get another chance, you'll never get another opportunity, you have to seize the moment. And hence where we see two guys fighting that shouldn't be fighting. The A side and the B side argument. And so much more. Trainers, overflated trainers, who can teach only one state of the game. Oh, he's a defensive trainer. Oh, he's an attacking trainer. Oh, but not really celebrating the trainers out there that can train the complete game. Back foot, front foot, counter punching, lateral movement. We don't give enough credit to those trainers. Trainers are celebrated based on the promoter they work with rather than what they actually can do. Analysts analyze not based on what they truly feel for the most part, but reading off of scripts to sell their fighter on a pay-per-view card or just a night a fight has been televised. So not even those people who were once in a position as experts to commentate and tell you exactly what's going on in the fight, can you trust anymore? Because they all have agendas. Trying to keep their job, trying to stay in the public eye. When next will they get seen on the camera? This is a cushy job. So rather than tell the truth, they say what's on the script. Oh, the latest one is wrong side of the street. Crawford, Spence. And the fans believe it. My fans are so silly. If they took a step back from this nonsense and they looked on and they said, we're not having this no more. And they voted by keeping their penny in their pocket and stop with the nonsense. And when decisions are not right in a fighter's favour, that there's a proper uproar and that you rebel and you say, you know what, I'm not attending fights if that referee's going to be here, if that judge is going to be there. Fighters coming in, fighting outside their weight categories, not even doing it smart, losing weight for fights when they really not ready to, they've crashed the weight. And then we've had incidents afterwards. I say this because there's so much going on. And you have people out there, I find it bizarre that I see people hitting punching bags and skipping rope, and they're asking people on Facebook what they should do and if they're a good fighter. What happened to getting yourself in a good gym and working under a good trainer? Don't get it. One loss a fighter faces and they should get rid of a trainer. Yeah, I know fighters that have gone to established trainers who've had 1, 2, 3, 4 losses, but you still call back that same trainer. A biasness with trainers. Oh, he should go to this trainer. He should go to that trainer. He should go to this trainer. Then you look at the success rate that particular trainer has with other fighters, except for the fighter you've known them with. And then when you really look at that, their record doesn't look that great. We can pull up 3 or 4 names already. Virgil Hunter had Andre Ward. What's been the next big success story since Andre Ward with Virgil Hunter? Don't tell me who's trained. Tell me the success rate afterwards. Tell me how they've converted a fighter to be a better fighter. Where a fighter's progressed, where he's trained, he's got a better fighter. We saw on the Buddy McGirt. Nobody's writing a rave about Buddy McGirt. We've seen how Buddy McGirt in 2 fights now has adjusted the way Sergey Kovalev goes about his business. So I will also say this much. Frank Warren said, or he was quoted in saying that he's going to be having a serious word with Tunde and Yard. And if feelings are hurt, feelings are hurt. That's Frank Warren, the Godfather, talking. But I will say this much. Boxing has been and always will have biasness in the sport. Lomachenko, considered pound for pound number 1, never been undisputed. Never been undisputed. Has lost, has been beaten, has been dropped. Number 1 in the world. Yet a guy called Crawford has moved from one weight category, lightweight, Light welterweight, now welterweight. Started at lightweight, won the world title at lightweight. Went up to light welterweight, and now is a welterweight. And on that way, he's been undisputed. He's somehow not been beaten, but somehow this guy, Lomachenko, is pound for pound number one. Again, I'm not here to say this or that, but agendas. How you can have this man at number one, I don't know. Lomachenko's a good fighter. He's not a great fighter. He's a good fighter, very talented fighter. But when you talk about great fighters with that style, I look at Pernell Whitaker, okay? That's a great fighter. Great fighter. You know, defensively slick fighters. Floyd Mayweather, that's a great fighter there. Lomachenko's a good fighter. Easily Floyd getting knocked down by, what's his name? What's his guy for? He got knocked down by the other day. Who was meant to be a faded fighter, may I say you? A faded fighter. I'm not here to butter people up, right? And people like me in the sport are fading out. And what you've got a bunch of people now today are reporting about the sport that couldn't break a fight down to you if you paid them, right? So Linares, look, Linares, there we go, that's the guy, Linares, a faded fighter that put Lomachenko on his ass. The great Lomachenko, faded. If that happened to Floyd Mayweather, if that happened to Crawford, you wouldn't be hearing the end of it. But happened to Lomachenko, oh, well, it was Linares and he got dropped. And that's Linares. So, you know, you can't just put greatness on somebody. You can't put greatness on somebody. They've got to keep on going out there. It's got to fight get Luke Campbell now. You know, Luke Campbell is tall. He's long arms. He's tall. He's got good boxing IQ, good boxing ability. My problems with Luke Campbell is, see this thing here? This is whiskers. I don't know how durable Luke Campbell is. And to the body and to the chin. I can see him getting dropped by body shots. I can see him dropped by the chin. He doesn't. Luke Campbell doesn't give me that stability. I love Luke Campbell, but he doesn't give me that stability. You know, he doesn't give me that stability. And you can't fight on the inside, but he doesn't give me that stability. I always think at any point he could get hit on the chin and dropped. Same with the body and to the chin. I like Luke Campbell. I've got a lot of respect for Luke Campbell, but I'm not here saying Lomachenko is the greatest thing since sliced bread. No chance. We've got to respect someone like Canelo, who's moved up in weights. You hear Lomachenko talking about, oh, if I move up that weight, I'm not comfortable with it. Yeah, have Floyd talking that nonsense about, where did Floyd come from? Where did Pacquiao come from? I'm not comfortable with that weight. Come on, man. You're make me a great slick fighter of all these defensive skills. You ever heard Floyd come out with that stuff? I mean, when they were trying to get him to go middleweight, it was ridiculous. He couldn't do that. So, I don't know. Let's talk about Inoue fighting Lomachenko. I'd love to see that fight and see how that fight goes. Crawford and Canelo. Canelo. See, for me, I dropped Canelo down only because he's not been undisputed. It takes time to be undisputed. So Usyk and Crawford, to me, undisputed and now campaigning in other weight divisions. Undisputed and now campaigning in other weight divisions. To me, that has to have something powerful about that. You know, if you're going to put pound for pound, you see that not even Floyd nor Manny have been undisputed. They've been probably the best fighter in their weight division, but they've not been undisputed. So there's always something to dispute. When a guy's got all the belts, there's one champion, isn't it? So you might be undisputed, but you know, when you look at what Usyk did to become undisputed, you can't dispute that. So Usyk would be my top 3. Crawford would be my top 3. And then you look at legends and names they fought. Then Canelo's in my top 3. So you've got Usyk, you've got Crawford, and you've got Canelo. Those 3 there. But Canelo's never been undisputed. So Canelo has to drop to 3 for me. Then weight categories. Well, Usyk went to cruiserweight, but he probably fought. Then you got to look at opposition Usyk and Crawford fought. So those are things I think about as well. So I don't know. The powerful bound argument is definitely one that can be thrown up and down, but the undisputed thing is a key factor for me. Undisputed and who you fought and how you beat them. Lomachenko has been beaten. Lomachenko has been dropped. Crawford hasn't. Those things have not happened to Crawford yet. Nor Usyk. And Canelo got beaten by a legend. So I don't think Lomachenko would beat Floyd in the lower weight divisions. No way. No way. I'd like to see how Lomachenko. I don't even say, well, Lomachenko would beat Tank. I'd love to see the fight. If Canelo beat Kovalev, would you have him as number 1? He's the most decorated outside. He's the most decorated fighter in the world today in terms of promotion, publicity. Problem I have with Canelo is that the guys in the middleweight division he can deal with. He hasn't fought Charlo. He needs to deal with him. He hasn't fought Andrade. He needs to deal with him. So I have a problem with him. He hasn't fought Saunders. I have a problem with him. And because I have a problem with him jumping up and down weights and not fighting the guys that are around available to him, I have a problem with him. But I don't knock what he's trying to do going up to light heavyweight. That is ambitious, but I still knock him. At least with Usyk, he cleaned up the cruiserweight division. He moved up. Crawford fought the guys that are around, cleaned up, moved up. Now Crawford is there in the welterweight division. So those are the things that I have a drawback with Canelo with. Crawford's behind that contract now of top rank. We'll see how that looks. And then we've got Usyk, who's moved up to heavyweight. So I don't know. You've got Pacquiao, you've got to add into the mix. Inui's got to be added into the mix. So these are things that need to be considered. It's Peace to you, King, as well. Errol Spence is up there for me. Well, no, Errol Spence is not up there for me. Errol Spence is definitely not up there for me. Because somebody calls himself the truth, does that make them the truth? No. Because somebody calls himself the truth, it doesn't make them the truth. Because the truth is, if you look at Errol Spence's resume, it still remains sketchy. Yes, he beat Kell Brook after Kell Brook got a shellacking from Golovkin. Okay. Yes, he beat Mikey Garcia, who's not a welterweight. What does that prove? We'll see about how much of a truth Errol Spence is when he fights a bona fide, strong welterweight, but faded in Sean Porter. Going and beating Mikey Garcia doesn't mean anything for me. What had Mikey Garcia done as a welterweight? Nothing. If he had beaten Sean Porter that way, if he had beaten Danny Garcia that way, if he had beaten Keith Thurman that way, yeah, we could start talking. But we can't. So I'm not jumping on an Errol Spence bandwagon. Good fighter, right? Clearly talented. But Spence has got to show that he really does belong in the conversation. He's not pound for pound for me. No. It's a huge disrespect to those people who've moved up in weight, who've handled their business, who've been undisputed, and have gone on. The Mikey Garcia fight was not spectacular for me. When you look back at a Mikey Garcia fight, People don't look at the Mikey Garcia Spence fight afterwards and say, "Oh, that's a great fight. I want to go back and watch that again." For Spence to be as great as everyone's talking that he is, he should have run through Mikey Garcia. Should be in a 3-4 round job. I'm just saying it the way people are talking. Oh, he'll just blow him out in a few rounds. Yeah? What happened? So what happened to that smart prediction? These are the things I'm saying. You know? We don't always get it right. But when we keep making this prediction about these guys, when we kind of overestimate them, and we overestimate what they can do, and we say, then we put it around, see, there's very few fighters today that I think are going to go down to be greats, in my opinion. Very few. Pacquiao is from another era. Pacquiao fight anybody, almost anybody, and he's at the tail end of his career, and he's still dropping and putting guys down like Thurman and beating guys like Thurman, who was considered some people here in the pound for pound because he was a unified champion. He beat Sean Porter. He beat Danny Garcia, two of the top welterweights in the world today. And old man Pacquiao comes along and beats him. Who do I see as a future pound for pound star? So this pound for pound star stuff, I don't know. I definitely see Usyk up there. This is good because I'm talking the future here, and I won't be in the future, but I'm going to talk this futuristic sort of stuff. I see Usyk there. I definitely see Usyk there. I see Usyk managed correctly. I see Dubois managed correctly. It all depends on how they manage these fighters. It's all about management. You could have a potential superstar in Okoli and Boatsi, but if they're managed correctly, they can become pay-per-view stars. It's how they're managed. How they're managed. Now, here's another guy, Gervonta Davis. Again, like the young man, I think he's got good punching power, style, but what makes him a star? Because he's connected to Floyd Mayweather? Because he's had a few knockouts? Does that make him a pay-per-view star? Hell no. He's a good fighter, but he's not a pound-for-pound star. No. No. Devin Haney, talented fighter. Talented fighter. You know, prospect, potential star. Bivol, who's been going about his business, beating all the guys up at light heavyweight. The names. You look at Bivol's names, the guys Bivol's fought. Nobody talks about Bivol. But Bivol's name should be up there. Look at the guys that Bivol's beaten. I think he is one you've got to watch. He's for all different types of styles. Rate Bivol. Rate Usyk. Because Usyk didn't just do it in his backyard. He travels on the road to become champion. Respect Usyk. Canelo is the king of cherry pick. That's what I look at it as. Why are you going to fight Kovalev? Why don't you fight guys like Andrade and Charlo? If you're a pay-per-view star, give me a fight I want to watch. Yeah, the Canelo fight was with Kovalev is good because he's moving up in weight. Sure. Why didn't you move in weight and fight Bivol? Huh? Why didn't you move up in weight and fight Beterbiev? Huh? Why you move up in weight and fight Jean Pascal? Yeah, move up in weight and fight Jean Pascal. Never mind Kovalev. Go fight Jean Pascal. Go fight one of those guys. Then I understand. But when you try to fool the public into, you know, one fight the best man out there. Kovalev is not the best light heavyweight in the world. Sorry. I said before he's not. He's the weakest of the light heavyweights. The best light heavy in the world for me is Bivol. Because he's shown he can fight on the front foot, shown he can fight on the back foot, lateral movement and activity. Beterbiev cannot fight off the back foot. We saw that against Callum Johnson. I just wish somebody would take Callum Johnson aside have some belief in him, invest in him, get him a damn good trainer, and get him out there. Not being funny, if Beterbiev beat, could he be top 5 pound for pound? Dropped Usyk in the amateurs. That fight is it. Usyk could kick him. Usyk could kick his ass. Usyk kick his ass now. Canelo beats Charlo easy. Andrade causes more problems. Well, it's easy to say that. It's easy to say that. It's easy saying that. Come on. But when you one of the guys that turned around and said that that Mikey that Errol Spence would blow Mikey Garcia away in a couple of rounds. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. Margarita fought Floyd. Manny fought Margarito. Floyd and Manny moved up weights, up fighting welterweight champs. No, I mean if he beats him, Arthur is a real deal. No, I don't rate him. I don't think that guy is great. I don't think Gorski is good. I don't think he's great. I think he's a great fighter. I just think that knowing the information that I know that Stevenson wasn't best prepared for that fight. That's Stevenson's fault, but he wasn't best prepared. So I don't rate that guy. I don't rate that guy they're fighting for the unified title from. Because had Stevenson prepared properly, he might still be champion today. Poor preparation. That's all I can say about it to you. But if you want to dig deeper, go dig deeper, find the information. I'm not doing the work for you. Go dig deeper and find out what Stevenson's real preparation was for that fight. So I don't rate that guy at all. Don't rate him. Don't rate him. I expect Beterbiev to knock him out, actually, but I don't rate him. That's just my personal opinion. I don't rate him. Matchroom Boxing Tablecloth Company. They love making loves. Listen. I'm not here to knock anybody and knock this person organization. That's their business, and they're doing their business, and they're doing what they're doing. They're making their money, and fine to them. All I'm saying, from my perspective, if you ask my opinion, a lot of smoky mirrors. And look, now when I look at a boxing match, this is how it goes for me, a boxing match. First of all, before I do a prediction, I look at the two fighters. Okay? I look at their boxing skills, boxing abilities, their weight, and all that sort of stuff. I look at their trainers. Then I have to look at things like referees, judges, A side, B side, who the public want to win as opposed to who the promoter wants to win. Who's it more beneficial for one guy to win or the other guy to win? So all these things have to be taken into consideration. If Huey wins tonight, he will have wins over Parker Povetkin on the CV. Go Huey, LOL. If depending on the position of where Povetkin is, not to do with Huey Fury, it's to do with Povetkin. If Povetkin is anywhere near to Povetkin we know of old, that Povetkin, anywhere near that, and he gets close to Huey Fury, that's where the problem's going to start. Herkovic, I don't rate. Sorry, just a big, stiff European. Forget Herkovic. Tony Yoka, yes, that's the guy you need to cap. Tony Yoka's the guy you need to keep your eye on. At Jagba, you need to keep your eye on him. Those are two guys at my eye. We'll see how Michael Hunter looks in his next fight. Usyk, for me, is a heavyweight champion of the world in waiting. He is. And if he gets past, if Joshua gets past Ruiz, I guarantee you, you'll have Usyk versus Joshua next. Guaranteed. If Joshua beats Ruiz, they'll fight Usyk. Because that was the plan. Usyk was going to fight, after he beat Ruiz, he was going to fight Usyk. But I want to know if Ruiz gets beat by Joshua in the rematch, whether there'll be a rubber match. That's what I want to know. And whether Ruiz has got it in the contract for him to have a third fight with Joshua. But anyway, enough of that. So those are some guys I'm looking at there. Yeah. If anybody else comes to my mind, I'll definitely talk about it. Trevor Bright, obviously, looking forward to him being a new face in the heavyweight division. Him beating Char for the title would be interesting. Ejagba looked bad lately. Hopefully he can come back. Yeah, well, fighters go for situations like that. I think just match badly. If Huey beats Sasha, could we see Huey beat AJ before Usyk? That's a fight we could see. That's a fight we could see. I think, you know, him with Matchroom now is a big thing. But what Huey Fury versus and again, one other guy I've got to mention, two other people I'm going to bring into the mix here. Vlad Serenko. I think we got to look at Vlad Serenko and add him in the mix. And the Ivana Habazan, it's going to be very interesting to see how she fits in now in the division, because a lot of unanswered questions about Clarissa Shields down to the low weight division. How is she going to deal with losing all that weight? That's a good weight to lose, and then have to fight. What's her durability like? What's her strength going to be like? Down to like middleweight. Interesting fight. You know, so those are some things just to think about as well. I believe, and I've seen it over and over and over again as I close, a lot of the people that may have one loss in their record or two losses on their record, as they get older, for the most part, they become better fighters. Those that are listening. And these people that you discount today, mark my words, a lot of these people you discount today and you laugh at today could be tomorrow's champions. So many fighters I've seen today that people, he's not going to do it, and they've gone on to become champions. Look at Glenn Johnson, a guy that people thought, he can make it. He became a good champion at light heavyweight. Super middle light heavyweight. He was a good champion. Was it super middle? Was it light heavyweight? Was his reign at super middle or light heavy? Or did he reign at super middle and light heavy? Might have done. And then you look at guys that we've backed and supported through the years. I mean, Kell Brook, look at that. What a state of affairs. Kell Brook, you thought we were going to do great things in the welterweight division. Now we're talking about Kell Brook like a faded fighter. Why? Because he was matched badly. Amir Khan. Look at him. The darling of British boxing. Look at him now. It's all about management. Yard, he could end up being a pay-per-view star. He's got, for me, Yard's got all it takes for him to be a pay-per-view star. He just needs to do pay-per-view fights. Let's see. So yeah. So, but yeah. Well, we'll see where Joe Joyce goes. We'll see where Joe Joyce goes. Wish him all the best. But my eyes are on Dubois. I'm watching Dubois, and I'm liking how they're moving Dubois. Let's see how he does in his next fight. Dubois. So Joe Joyce is all right, but we'll see. He's all right. We'll see. We'll see. The proof of the pudding's in the eating. Only a matter of time. We'll see about Joe Joyce. We'll see. We'll see. Right. I don't think there's much more I've got to say today, but I think I've given you my ideas. Oh, yeah. So when I'm going to break down a fight, I don't have to just think about the two fighters. I have to think about the referee, the judges, the promotion, whose card they're fighting on, A side, B side, how it suits the organizational bodies, the contracts that have been signed. It's not just about two guys getting in the ring and boxing. It's almost like you have to research their promoters, the management team, the training team, before you can make a prediction in a fight. But I will say this much. More often than not, if you're watching a boxing bout, fighters fight in patterns, which means they do most of the things over and over again. Either drop their left hand, double up with a jab and for a right hand combination, overstretch to the right hand, left hook, left jab, right hand, left hook to the body. We see things over and over again, similar things over and over and over again. So, like I said before, a lot of things I've said and I've been saying in boxing are all coming to pass. Reporters not reporting the news, but reporting their news. There's a big difference. There's difference between reporting the news and reporting their news. So you're not really getting the truth, but you're getting a version of the truth. So when you read these reports, for the most part, on these boxing sites, a lot of it is based on what the promoter wants you to put out there. So you get bums on seats so that the promoter looks good, or because the promoter, you got a good relationship, so you don't have to pay for fights. That stuff, favors, understand it, and that's what it is. So for me, I don't care if you say you don't like what I do, just respect it. You might not like what I say, but you damn well know I'm speaking the truth. I might not know about the contracts, but I know how you operate. You know what I mean? Just because you may tell them, don't do an interview with him. Don't do an interview with him. Don't do an interview with him. See Joseph Parker? Me? Joseph Parker? He could become heavyweight champion of the world. I would even go as far as say he could become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Joseph Parker, same Joseph Parker I'm talking about there, but not under the current regime. Good chin, fast hands, good power, good durability. He's got it there. Decent, good heart. Got up off the deck when he got dropped by Dillian Whyte. But, and this is a big but, why do I think he could become undisputed champion? Because I've met Joseph up close, spoken to him. He's a guy that listens well, right? He does listen, he thinks. And he looks a guy that's coachable. So you take that into consideration, and he's working off the abilities that he's got with a not great trainer. That's what I feel. His trainer's okay, ain't great. So Joseph Parker is a guy. Yes, same Joseph Parker. You've got to remember, what you see of Joseph Parker is a shell of what he could really be doing. It's like he's fighting on potential, but actually what he actually could really do. So yeah, missing ingredients. There we go. He's got missing ingredients. That could be of mindset. I mean, you think about it. Joseph Parker put his foot down in that 12th round against Dillian Whyte. Almost knocked Dillian Whyte out. I'd love to see Bashir and not just Bashir. I like to see him with Stacey McKinley, even Buddy McGirt, because he'll teach Joseph Parker basically how to block the left hook, right? So yeah, but yeah, he's a good guy, Joseph Parker. Right, I'm done. I think the appreciation for what I've done in boxing, or what I've tried to do in boxing, or what I've tried to give in boxing, will be seen way after I'm done. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to sit back and watch you tonight, box, in a sense, and report on it, commentate on it, or I'm just going to watch it. But it's all come full circle for me. I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody that has been that support. I want to thank everybody who's been a support, who has dropped those videos and has left really positive comments on the videos, and has been a support. Big shout outs to certain people. Mr. Boxing Today, got to give you a massive shout. Thank you for giving the support. Denise Wards, massive shout out to you. Mr. Guerrero, shame that you never really knew your name to who you really were. Mr. Edwards, shout out to you. Whoever Michael Jackson is, I don't know who you are, but you seem to be one that's doing a lot of good talking. Samuel S. Joey, shout out to you as well. A list of others. Yeah, so many people. Prolific genius. Marky B, yeah. Can't remember the young man's name again, but Golguja, Trap House Boxing when he comes in, and a list of others. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you to all those people who've done interviews previously. At the moment, I'm sitting in one. That is non-boxing, but yeah, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful and grateful for you all and for your support. I really have been. Can't be doing a Sky commentary team. I might try and do that tonight. Actually, we'll see. That'd be a nice good night. That'd be a nice goodbye, actually, if I can. We'll see what happens with that. But again, thank you all so much. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate your help. And for those who, you know, subscribed, support to you. Thank you so much for your support. But this is about it. September the 1st, we're out. So yeah, of course, my man Slicks, DJ Slicks. Yes, thank you, brother, for your support as well. Really appreciate it. And the countless others that I can't remember some of the names at the moment, but thank you so much. You've made the journey. Matthew Wall, another one coming out now. You've made the journey so beautiful. You have, for the most, you've made the journey beautiful. Yeah, I will do. So every so often, I'll try and come back, depending on where I am in the world. Thank you so much. It's been great. But at least, and shout out to Boxing Gossip and other people across the YouTube universe. Blood Boxing, World Breaker Fighting, Ultra Sports. I love that guy. I love listening to Ultra Sports. Tony Billy said, Loma is pound for pound. Roy Jones Jr. rubbish season. What? Michael Thomas. Who else? Ticket TV. Shout out to Ticket TV. He has. Good few years. Who else? God. Cali, Enigma. Bob Lamb, Truth and Facts About Boxing. 78 we spoke about already, 78 Sports TV, but there's another one. Fanon, great work, consistent, doing the stuff. Much support to those people out there. And to those people out there that started off and were introduced via this channel. Shout out to them too. Those who've used this platform to move on and to build and to do their own thing. Shout out to them too. Do you know what I mean? You know, you won't catch me on here bad-mouthing anybody else's channel, because I'm not about that. Because I'm not about that stuff. Good luck to everybody and what they're doing and where they're going and how they're doing it. Good luck. Wish them all the best. So I can focus more on the other things that I've always wanted to do in the channel. Absolutely, Denise, is what it's all about. The new journey is just around the corner. So September the 1st, that kicks in. So yeah, I will listen to, hopefully I'll be there tonight doing the commentary. Shout out to you all. And I will say these words. Dream it, believe it, become it. I'm out of here. Take care, people. I'm out.